In this video, we will interpret the standard deviation. Alright, so our first example says, suppose you are conducting a survey on how many children each employee has in their households. The mean number of children is 3 per household, and the standard deviation is 1. Jim Bob has 5 children. Describe how Jim Bob's data point relates to the mean. So for this example, I would like to visualize what the mean and standard deviation are. So in order to do that, I'm going to just draw a little number line where we will see the mean is 3, and then we were told the standard deviation is 1, so every one, I'll just mark a couple of them. So we have 4, 5, and then 2, 1. And so each of those denote a standard deviation. So I'll just say this is SD for standard deviation, and then there's another standard deviation, and then Jim Bob is sitting right here at 5. So how does Jim Bob's data point, which is right here, relate to the mean, which is here? So we can talk about it in terms of standard deviation. So we can say that Jim Bob is 2 standard deviations to the right, or since we're talking about being larger, we could say or above the mean, since the mean is 3 and the standard deviation is 1. So kind of just describing how we got that and why it's true. Let's try another one. The College Board analyzed ACT scores in 2015. Scores for the group who planned to apply for financial aid and the group who did not plan to apply for financial aid both were analyzed. Test takers who planned to apply for financial aid had a mean score of 25, standard deviation of 5. Test takers who did not plan to apply for financial aid had a mean score of 28 and a standard deviation of 7. Which group had a more consistent set of scores? So again, to answer this question, I'm going to visualize it by drawing a number line of the mean and the standard deviation. So first we will do financial aid first. And they had a mean score of 25, and the standard deviation was 5. So we'll do a few on each side. So this will be 30 and 35, and this will be 20 and 15. So each of those represents a standard deviation. So standard deviation is 5 in each of these cases. Sorry, in this case, the standard deviation is larger in the second case. So let's visualize, and I'll write mean here. Let's visualize the second one. So this would be no financial aid. We have the mean in this case is 28. The standard deviation is 7. So let's mark a few of these. And we get 35 and 42. And we get 21 and 14. So the standard deviation is 7. And the mean right here is 28. So each of these is a standard deviation. So we were asked which group has a more consistent set of scores. So the financial aid group has a smaller standard deviation, meaning the values are slightly closer together, and the no financial aid are further apart because their standard deviation is 7. So those that apply for financial aid are more consistent. So the group that applied for financial aid had more consistent scores because the standard deviation was smaller.